Yes, Scottish ideas have been very big in the media, of course, with Charlie Kirk, and as you know, we've covered that with the Kirk Party and Kirk's Lambs and various Kirks in history. And at the same time, we've had all this stuff about Prince Andrew having to give up his titles and how will this affect Beatrice. Mind you, is that even Beatrice there? It looks a bit strange, but possibly is. It looks like Mapelli Mozzie. Just the angle, maybe. But here is Zahra Aga Kahn. So we had Sarah Ferguson is no longer the Duchess. She's simply Sarah Ferguson because of Andrew. But they're saying Princess Beatrice and Eugene will still be princesses. And so just time will tell how all this pans out. But an interesting shaming ritual going on here. Making William look better, I think, is part of it, of course. Keeping him in the news is another one. And making people think, well, they do punish their own. You know, can't get away with everything just because they're a royal. These ideas sort of come to mind anyway. But yes, this was back in June 7, just one after the 6 and 7, at 6 and 7. So obviously smiling here, but soon they won't be, as it were. But this Zahra Aga Khan, and of course her father, the famous Aga Khan. Now these are Persian royalty. So sort of Persian, Indian connection going on with these people and the horses. Of course, next year being Year of the Horse, and we just saw the Pope get a white horse. Wasn't that interesting? The pale horse for Leo. But this lady here will come into more prominence in a few years, I would think, somehow. And she's like the Queen of Iran, isn't she? And here she is in the royal coach here at Epsom. Yes, Zara, just like Sarah. And it kind of reminds me of the Zoroastrian idea. And the eldest child of Karim al-Husseini, known as the Aga Khan, and Salima Aga Khan. And she went to the Rosie School, the Rosie Christian School. She'd been to Harvard and Massachusetts Hospital and at Lausanne. I think that's in France. I'm pretty sure it is. The Swiss French. Like it's Swiss. Yeah, it's always the Swiss. Born in Geneva, Switzerland. Mark Boyding. Got issues of another Sarah. See, they're never far, are they? A lot of these Sarahs in this idea. Just as a philanthropist. And look, she's supposed to be Shia Islam by the thing. Nazari Ismaili Shia Islam. There's a mouthful and a half, isn't there? So an interesting lady. And this is an Anglican. See, mixing up with the English here. And look who was there. Juan Carlos and Queen Sophia. And the guy from Jordan. You know, she's got some interesting things that she's big here. This one in particular, I thought. See, this is their power here. Look, Central Asia. This is Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Partnership with the Aga Khan. All that whole area. I think they could be the underground monarchy. Certainly very, very wealthy, very influential people, and best mates with the Queen. See, British government in 38, the Qajar dynasty, the big Q. And back to Faf Ali Shah. Now look at this one here. This is an interesting looking critter here. And it was a fake moustache, no doubt. Yes, look, Georgia, Dagestan, Azerbaijan. A lot of influence on that in their day, these people, certainly, and I think you'll find it's continuing today, and it's just a bit hidden under the veil of all the stuff that's on the television. And what are they? Grand viziers, yeah, grand wizards. Yes, an interesting hat here. Hat like a bit of a prayer wheel. But certainly looks a bit like some of those British monarchy, you see. All related, that is for certain, over many centuries. And all having a good cup of Twinings. Maybe this is a young picture of her. On her 54th birthday. Well, that's hardly her there, is it? And then there's a bulldozer. I don't know what's going on here. And she's meeting some dignitaries from Africa, India, and this one looks like he's Hungarian, so pretty interesting. What does it say about this? In pictures as 54th birthday. Marduk, like Marduk, to represent the Aga Khan. And yeah, see, my family and I are incredibly grateful to Epsom and the Jockey Club for running the race in honour of my father. I covered this years ago, the Rosebery family, the Primroses, who married into the Rothschilds, and then she died and he got all the money, and he was the Prime Minister of England. And this is where they then put the money into this Epsom thing. So it continues to shine today for them. And HH 88. Now, an interesting thing that's getting around is how there's this earlier Erica Kirk, the widow of Florida Governor Claude Kirk. And look at Claude Kirk, just happened to die at 88 at Lord's. McKean, bit of a Scottish reference again there, but 88. Very, very good. Yes, here's the earlier Erica Kirk. There's a sort of vague similarity with them, possibly. Some photos even more than others. Here's this bulldozer again. What the hell is this bulldozer? Keep turning up, right? We'll never know. Strange things that happen on the internet when you're using it. It's a very long-armed little girl there. And same with Erica. All happy days here back in the day in Florida. A bit of a connection there to Trump, of course, with Florida. There you go, eh? Another Eric Kirk. I'll look more at this in another video. Now, there's a lot being said about this particular individual, especially to do with his ideas with Antichrist and AI and everything else. What a demon, this dude. And here he is giving a speech to inaugurations in guess where? Hamilton, Ontario. Isn't that interesting now? All we've studied over the years. The guy considered with the Antichrist, and of course we had that play come out around the same time, because I think it's 2016. See, that's when that play was coming out, and Michelle Obama was so excited to go and see it. And I went down to Sydney a few years ago, and every bus had Hamilton is coming. And here he is with the Hamilton Association, the ham. And we see this ham in so many things in the media called ham and AS, ham as it were. He's been in the press a lot. But here he is at Hamilton. So I'll be looking a bit more at Peter Thiel and come up with a pretty good video on him, I would feel. And yellow and green. Yes, yellow and green, the colours for the mind. And a bit of grey. All right, thanks very much, folks.